The Western Zone of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria held its 2025 Accountants Conference hosted by the Ikeja district. It brought together council members, dignitaries, and chartered accountants within the Southwest region. Declaring the conference open, the Accountant General of Lagos State, Dr. Shefiu Abiodun Muritala, FCA, who represented the Lagos State Governor, tasked the accountants to embrace emerging trends in technology, to become strategic advisors and thought leaders in transforming the financial services industry and economy.
The theme of this conference, Accountancy Beyond Numbers, Innovate to Elevate Professional Excellence, is both timely and profound. It challenges us to rethink the traditional role of accountants and to embrace innovation as a tool for driving professional excellence.
The opening ceremony featured a panel session that discussed disruptive business models and opportunities for accountants, moderated by Mr. Olufemi Awoyemi, MNI and Chairman of Proshare.
As accountants, we must get to understand these things, how it works, not necessarily going into programming. Great if you can go into programming, but you must have sufficient knowledge of these tools to be able to ask the right questions and to be able to manage the process. And the truth of it is that every one of us, all that we need to do is to know the core elements of all these technologies and to be able to adapt and be able to ask the right questions. But then you've got to know the control over the data, the control over the algorithms, the control over the models, the processes of transiting all of these elements from development into production and the control over them, and being able to lead conversation in engaging these technologies. And AI today can help us in data automation, it can help us in financial analysis, it can help us in predictive analytics.
However, it will be very important that even when we are, exercising this phobia, that we should see the positive aspect of this disruptive technology, which most times has assisted us. Yes, when we want to discuss in the public sector to what level have we really adopted this technology, at the federal level, they are doing well.
I recognize the threat, not blockchain, but what AI will deliver to the accounting profession.
So as you said, Femi, I think the call to action is in threefold. One, competence. Accountants, it's not just the debit and credit. As Bimbo said, we need to know the basics. We need to know how AI can help our work. We need to understand basic technology. So competence, we must know. There needs to be a bit of investment, because if you do not invest in technology, what do you say? Something go do you. so you need to invest in the tools and technology. And then there's a need for more collaboration, whether it's amongst firms with the same network or even partnering with technology-based companies so as to make work a lot more smoother.
The shelf life of the tools you use is less than 12 months nowadays. In actual fact, as we move forward into the next 5 years, the shelf life of the tools you use may no longer be relevant. Secondly, you realize that the model where you can share tools and save costs with yourself has changed. You have to pay for it. So the pricing has also adjusted, which makes it more difficult. And as such, it creates opportunities for local players to come up with tools. And you have people like AJ Silicon and co working in the interim for you. Secondly, the training for people to understand tools and to use this thing has also changed from the model any of you did before you qualified and after you qualified, especially in 2025. So the capacity of your organization to put training together has changed. Lastly, your certificates as chartered accountants or other certificates you may hold is still relevant. But the skills and competencies you need to discharge and make that certificate useful for you in the new environment is a different thing entirely. So as from an individual position, you have to work on that. From an institute position, and to all the past presidents and our president and all the council members here, it is important that, gentlemen in here, you must recognize that the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria would have to change its curricula to adjust for the requirements of the new industry that we see.
Chief Davidson Alaribe, FCA, President of ICAN, and the 19th Western Zonal District Accountants Conference Committee Chairman, Mrs. Taibat Malomo, FCA, speak on the event and the role of accountants in shaping the country.
It's a theme that has been chosen to allow our members to think out of the box. We all know what is happening in the country, that the country is undergoing a lot of restructuring in terms of economic activities, social impacts, and ramifications. And we are not left behind. We are part of the society. We are part of the system. So we should also move and change with the occurrence in the country. And that's why the organizers sat down to look at an appropriate theme that will match the current happenings in the country.
Well, accountants continue to train and retrain. That's why you see thousands of accountants. It's close to 2,000 here for the West. Even native doctors go for refresher courses. So accountants will continue to train and retrain themselves. In ICAN, we have what we call credit points. You must have 40 credit points every year. And if you want to renew your license, you want to upgrade to fellowship or do any other thing, you must have 40 credit points times 3. That's 120 in 3 years. So we're always there. Accountants are always on top. They're always knowing things that are coming out and new so that they continue to be relevant.
A major takeaway from the conference is the reality that, in the midst of global and national economic uncertainties, the accountants in Nigeria must be equipped with the requisite skills in the era of emerging technologies to drive professionalism, productivity, and economic development.